Saag Aloo is one of my very favorite vegetarian side dishes. It's just spinach and potatoes with a typical Indian spice blend. And as we're about to see, it's both uncomplicated and very appealing. I'm David Jackson. 40 years ago, I was cooking in swanky hotels and winning awards from the American Culinary Federation. 30 years ago, I hosted a nutrition-conscious cooking series for the Hospital Satellite Network. 10 years ago, despite half a century of good eating habits, I found out that I wasn't immortal. And I'm not alone. Can doctors' orders to moderate salt, fat, and refined carbs share our plates with mouth-watering gourmet recipes? Yes, they can. First thing is get your pan onto a medium heat, and in goes 2 tablespoons of a light oil. I use peanut oil. It's got a great flavor and it's excellent. Then potatoes. First thing in is potatoes. I have 1 pound of very small baby fingerling potatoes. We want them to be able to cook in a moist environment and stay firm but get tender. So there we go. And that's 1 pound of those. In they go to just start a saute. Next, chili. A medium to large red chili. You can use a Fresno or a Thai chili, but something that's about medium heat. And this is the heat element for the dish. And you want to cut it up, mince it fairly fine, into ribbons first. Obviously, the seeds and the ribs come out. That's where the real heat is. And then a fine mince. And the chili goes in. Then, right behind that goes 1 medium onion, also finely minced. Followed by 3 to 4 cloves of finely minced garlic. Everything's fresh on this. And then about 2 teaspoons of finely minced fresh ginger. Okay. And we're just going to give this a little stir. Let this cook up for just a minute. We want to let this cook for about 4 to 5 minutes, sauteing in the oil, letting the vegetables get a little bit of a brown caramelization. Now, any curry has 3 components, and then it can branch out from there. First of all, fresh ground coriander. Half a teaspoon of that. Freshly ground cumin, half a teaspoon of that. Turmeric, this is that beautiful burnt orangey yellow stuff. There we go, half a teaspoon to 2/3 of a teaspoon of that. And then finally, freshly ground mustard seed, about 1/4 to 1/3 of a teaspoon of that. Now, the great thing about these spices they are all superbly antioxidant, anti-inflammatory. They're anti-everything bad and pro-everything good. And what we want to do is always let spices hit the pan, the oil, and let them heat and bloom before you add any moisture. About a minute, that's all it needs. And already I can smell it. My gosh, fantastic. And then finally, water. About tiny bit more. There. You basically want to bring enough water, just plain water, no salt, no pepper, just plain water, right up to almost the top of the potatoes in order for them to cook gently in that. And you notice how yellow and beautiful everything's gotten. That's the turmeric, which is superbly heart healthy too. Yep, The little fork goes in, but the potatoes are holding solid and firm. Okay, so now we're going to leave the lid off and let the rest of the moisture cook down. We want it to cook almost dry. Saag aloo should not be a wet, sloppy dish. You want about 1/2 to 3/4 of a pound of freshly wilted spinach. Cook it off gently, and then what we're going to do is just press out the last of the juice. You do not want wet spinach if you can help it. This good saag aloo should be a fairly dry dish. Just buzz through the spinach, coarse chops like that, and in it goes. The spinach is the saag, the potatoes are the aloo, and the spices are healthy and fantastic for us. Look at the colors too. The bright turmeric accented potatoes and the spinach. And all we're doing is just gently blending the spinach in with potatoes and spices. And bring out an authentic Indian serving dish. And let's put it together. Now that wasn't really difficult, was it? Healthy, hearty, and flavorful saag aloo. It's perfectly spiced to complement the zippier lamb curry we made before, or it can stand on its own as a vegetarian main course.